Fathers. What can I say? This is Father's Day. We got a planet here called planet Earth. And we have extraordinary men on this planet, melanated men, dark mattered men, men who strive to be the best despite obstacles that are put in our way. But this is a planet where you have humanoids, people, and black people struggle for justice, equality, to be treated properly. Black fathers don't get enough attention as they should for the things that we do. And so therefore today I'm going to celebrate Father's Day. I have my daughter with me today, going to be enjoying the rest of the day with her, but I want to shout out all the fathers out there, my frat brothers, everybody that has supported the channel. I want to thank you. I want to thank you because fathers, black fathers in particular, we are the best damn fathers in this world, and that cannot be denied by any stretch of the imagination.
I don't know if I'm okay. I don't see the light of day. Looking up to higher ground, thinking that'll be your sweet escape. These days gotta schedule the romance. They say that love is a slow dance. A short bike ride to the crib.
Welcome to the Information Man Show.
But I'm falling with both eyes closed when I let the world spin. Testing the water, she got my nerves tense. Back when I ain't even have a purpose, I was so eager to learn some things. Anxiety bring out the worst in me. Society paint me as enemy. My niggas making it by that remedy. I'm more occasional.
Fathers, black fathers are the best.
Eyes weighing down heavily. Mama been worried the devil allegedly deep in the plan. Subconsciously wanted it since I was 10. I thought I was sharp on my scroll and my pen think it did. So mama found shit of them legs. She told me that's not who I am. But nowadays I put on for the fam, see you when I can. I'm surrounded by my feelings, I'm stuck on a Ferris wheel. I bet I perish with 140 acres.
We read to our kids.
Carriage, a porcelain portion of garbage. I talk to the mirror, I know that life's not the fairest. I lost my kid, I can't pay off the bills with the blessing. I'm sure I relate to the Reddit page. It's feeling like money is everything.
We play with our kids.
Money is everything. It's everything I need.
Tell the truth.
Till I lay my eyes on you.
We love our kids. We cherish them.
I don't know what this is.
We are affectionate with our
but it feel like it's real,
sons,
baby.
our daughters. We love our kids.
I don't wanna pretend, no. I just wanna come clear, wanna see you again.
That's right.
Tell the truth.
This is the Information Man Show.
Information is power.
Guess what? You all are high value.
Yeah. Young nigga used to think
All black fathers are high value.
Right?
Taking care of your kids, doing what you're supposed to do.
I get by on me. No, I don't need nobody. Yes, I was so naive. Somehow I'm still all in on me. Yeah. Way too many times I let the ball drop. Now I'm Steph Curry with the wrist.
Welcome everybody. Come on in.
Defrost. No deal, but I pre-floss with the money tree in a deep pot. So I'm Cornell Haynes with the rundown. Bitch, I'm all in the field with the cleats off. Everything that I wanted to reach, I had the tunnel vision, couldn't see far.
Black fathers are the best fathers. Don't let nobody tell you different.
All these decoys hit the
best fathers in the world.
But it's ultraviolet with the power moves when I deploy. For the real ones, I wanna feel something. Looking for a sign that I might be worth your time. Yeah. When I look into your eyes, it make me feel alive. I don't know what this is.
Power.
Yeah. But it feel like it's real, baby. I don't wanna pretend, no. I just wanna come clear.
That's right.
See you again.
On this planet. On this planet. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I thank everybody for being here. I'm excited about this particular program, everybody. Another clap again. We got great people coming into the chat room. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody do me the biggest favor right now and let me know if you can hear me, if the sound is fine. We're talking about Black fathers. I want to say happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. A clap to all of you who work hard.
Tell the truth.
To all of you that work hard, and especially to Black fathers, because Black fathers in this society don't get enough credit for the things that we do. There's a lot of stereotypes about Black fathers that I'm going to dispel today. I've got the numbers. I got the statistics. I got everything to back up what I'm saying. And I want to thank you, Black fathers. We are the most mysterious fathers. We are the most sensitive fathers. We're the most involved fathers with our kids, whether we live in the household or not, whether we're married to the mother or not, or whether we're married, period. In the majority, I got to say this. The majority of Black men, when we do marry Black women. Look it up. It is a fact, mysteriously. It is truth. I wouldn't lie to you. I want to first go over into the chat room, take a look at the chat room before I begin the presentation today. I want to thank everyone who's coming over. I don't care how small the numbers of people watching or how big. I was going to do this video regardless. This is a very important video. And I want to thank you all for coming through. What's going on? Tanyao, thank you. We got Brother Rob. He is he's a teacher, an educator in the Chi-Town, Chicago. Give him some respect. Okay, father himself, give that brother some respect in the chat room. We got Stone saying happy Father's Day to all your powerful Black fathers. Thank you. And then once again, we got RY. I can hear you. She says you can hear me. Thank you. Just want to make sure that sound is not cut off on me. Peace, family. That's Rob again. And we'll just keep this thing going. We'll see who comes in. We've got a club. Okay. We got Clubs in the house. What's going on? Clubs Den is in the house. Wonderful channel, Clubs Den. Check Clubs Den out. Write the name down. Go and subscribe to the channel. A beautiful channel. I'm going to be getting my butt back over there some more and supporting a lot more. Great channel. Great presentation that the sister puts on over there. She's going to make you laugh. She's going to make you think. She's very, very great channel. I love it. I love it a lot. We've got Linda Anderson in the house saying hi to Clubs Den. I thank you for coming over. We got, let's see, who do we have? Social Cultural Critic in the house. If I said that right, Psychocultural. Thank you for coming on over to the Information Man show today. I'm talking about fatherhood, but particularly Black fathers. Then we've got my man, and I like the picture. He got a new fresh picture there, the real Aaron Collins, who's come on over to join us in the chat room. He says, salute to all Black fathers. Black fathers do matter. And yes, we do.
Tell the truth.
We do matter 100%. Mysteriously. That's true. I'm going to put a clap on that again. Because we do matter. It's facts, Aaron Collins. 100% facts. I thank you for that statement there. We got Golden Melanin. I'm trying to see who comes in. People are coming little at a time. Golden Melanin says peace and blessings. Happy Father's Day. Brother Rob is giving respect to real Aaron Collins, and Cubs Den has a great channel, folks. You don't know what you're missing. And this is how we grow channels. We must get in the habit of promoting and shouting out other channels, because they come and give you respect. They tell their audience about your channel. Their audience comes over to check you out and see what you're about. This is why we need to help each other, whether it be putting our videos in each other's community tabs or sharing it in social media. This video is very important, so I need all of you to share it in all your social media. If you're a content creator, put it in a community tab as well, because this is a very important video. Let me just say this right here. One of the things in a larger society called America that we live in America and globally as well, is that the narrative of who we are as black men, we are usually characterized as thugs, right? As criminals, as absentee fathers, as backwards and lazy, shiftless, crusty, and musty. We're oftentimes defined as such. There are a lot of black fathers out there who have to deal with the family court system. I'm going to talk about that. The family court system is no friend, particularly to the black man. And the family court system creates a system in which it separates you from your child. There are a lot of black fathers out there who want to be in the life of their child. Do not listen to the BS of people out there that tell you that black fathers don't want. There are a lot of black fathers that are struggling in family court, struggling with the mother of their child, who want to be in the life of their child, and they're struggling. There are even black men who pay child support, and for whatever reason, they still are not allowed to see their child. There could be a lot of circumstances, but black men are the most involved. This is a fact. I'm going to put the numbers in the articles in the chat room. Black men are the most involved fathers in the world. As I said before, despite whether we live in the household or not, I'm going to break that down to you. So I want to definitely reinforce that we don't get enough credit for the things that we do. And for the most part, I, as a father, I don't do it because I necessarily want credit. I do what I do because I love my child. Most black men, we do what we do for our kids because we love them. I'm just saying, in this society, we don't get enough kudos for what we do. We get demonized, and people begin to believe that black men are not good fathers. And even some of our own women will think this, when in fact, that is not the truth. Statistically, it's been studied, it's been analyzed, it is not true. So I want to shout out anybody and everybody that's in the chat room right now that is a father. And let me put something up here real quick. And I want to put this right up there. You can see that right up there at the top. Black fathers are the best fathers. And that's definitely 100% the truth. So I want people to realize that black fathers are the best fathers in the world here. So keep that in mind. And if you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We tell the truth over here. Tell the truth. We tell the truth, right? And shame the devil as well. Check it out, and check me out on all the different social medias. If you are not up on that, I'm on Information Man Show Facebook, Information Man Show IG, Information Man Show Twitter. Don't be afraid to definitely subscribe again. Don't be afraid, and thank you for watching this video. Don't be afraid to like and comment on the video. It will not hurt you at all. Don't be afraid. I thank you all for being here once more. Let me get into it. This video is very special to me because it is important to me as a black man that black fathers do matter. We as black men have to change the narrative as to how people define who we are. We can't let mainstream social media define who we are. We must define ourselves for us. We must be our own media. This is why we use YouTube. We use all the different mediums, Twitter, Facebook, whatever we can, to take control of the narrative. Don't let other people control the narrative of who we are as men, our roles in society, and our responsibilities. We must take control of that narrative, and that's what I'm attempting to do here, is take control of the narrative. Do not let mainstream media portray black men in a demonstrative manner. We are strong men. We are dedicated men. We just don't get the equal shake that other people do. But despite that, we still stand on our squares, 10 toes down for our families and for our kids. Let me read something to you right here that's very important. CDC reports on fathers' involvement proves that black dads are the most involved. This is according to Pew Research Center reports that the role of the American dad is changing. According to a study by the Center for Disease Control, black fathers were the most involved with children, no matter if they lived with them or not. As I said before, a greater percentage of black fathers, do you hear me?
Tell the truth.
Okay, mysteriously. A greater percentage of black fathers when compared with white and Hispanic fathers. In a comparison, we feed meals to our children, we do daily bathing of our children. We're involved in dressing our children, having daily play with them. Reading, black men read to their children, black men read to their children more than any other fathers. This is statistically looked at. CDC, yes, I know that they're the Center for Disease Control, but they actually did a study on fatherhood in America. Black men are dressing their children more consistently than any fathers, feeding their kids more consistently than any fathers, reading to their children more consistently than any other fathers. That is a fact. I want to definitely emphasize that because we talk about education, the importance of education, the importance of being involved. This is just like you see on here. The brother is reading to his son, as I showed earlier. The brother is playing with his son, as you see there. All right. A little bit of a boo-boo. That is, I'm glad I'm back on. Let's make sure that you can all hear me. Check the audio here. Can you all hear me? All right. Little bit of a boo-boo there, but I'm back on. It's streaming is can be frustrating sometimes when things cut out on you, but I'm back on. And as I was saying, this is all from CDC breaking down the involvement. Black men are highly involved with their kids more than you actually can imagine and think. The study also proved that overall, American dads are more involved with child care than in recent years past. Now, what I'm going to do, because I only have a few more extra things to read before I add another piece to the presentation. And what I want to do here is I want to, let me see here. Let me see if I can find this right now. I'm going to drop this link into the chat room. This is the study. This is the study from the National Health Statistic Report, Fathers' Involvement with Their Children, United States. Now, this was back in the 2006 to 2010, but it still holds true today. Even though this study was done some time ago, it still remains relevant in 2021. So let me put this in the chat room for anybody who's questioning whether that's facts, whether it's even been studied. If you have any disagreement in any kind of way, let me put that in the chat room in just one moment. I'm switching over to another. And here we go. As soon as this thing here, let me put this in the chat room right now a couple of times. That's the study. You can look at that for yourself. Read through it. It is a long document. It is in a PDA form, just so you know. It's a PDA document. Okay. Let me move on with the presentation here. CDC reports did research on fathers by the Pew Research Center, which reported that the changing definition of fatherhood In the United States, here are 6 factors in the changing of fatherhoods, and black fathers, they play a vital role in these statistics because we're doing it more than any other fathers in America. This is true.
Tell the truth.
Overall, 50% of mothers and dads reported that parenthood is an essential part of their identity. This is all fathers across the board, but black fathers stood out. Fathers are spending more time on childcare and homework than in years past, ladies and gentlemen, in years past. 48%. Let me know if you all can hear me by putting a 1 in the chat room. I just want to make sure you all can hear me. Once again, fathers are spending more time with their kids than ever before in years past. On top of that, 50% of both mothers and fathers state that being a parent and child care, being involved with their kids is a big part of their identity. Thank you. I hope this sounds okay. I'm back on. It's something to do with the mic. Let me see if I can fix this. Make sure my mic is working right. I don't know why. This okay. There we okay. Why is this happening? A lot of problems with having on a day lost some connection, and I don't know why. All right, it's man, this is really, I'm trying to keep okay, I'm back. Let me see if this is gonna not give me any problem. Okay, I'm back. Let me see if everything, can you all hear me? I'm hoping that I don't have any more problems. This is definitely definitely pisses me off to keep going in and out like that. It really does. It really screws up the video, but I hope you all can hear me. It's not my equipment. What's going on, Mine Eye? And then we got 12 L's is in the house. This is Yard Streams. I'm broadcasting using my other broadcasting software, and I'm broadcasting it right into StreamYards. And now I wish I never used StreamYards and just went into my other broadcasting system, which is more powerful than this, because StreamYards is highly flawed. But I'm back. Let me get back on point. So once again, as I was saying, this is Father's Day. Black men are statistically very high up when it comes to our involvement with our kids, our dedication. And this is reports coming from Pure Research Review as far in CDC. Now, what I was reading earlier before things start going bad as I was saying, that 48% of working fathers would rather be home with their children instead of working. This is 48% of overall working fathers. 58% of moms and dads ranked value and morally higher than discipline, emotions, and support. So basically 50% of moms and dads ranked values and morals is higher than discipline, emotional support, and income when asked which was extremely important for children. They believe that values and morals are higher that you want to give to your child. 70% of Americans say that it is important for the baby to bond with the mom and the dad. Black fathers, listen to me right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Tell the truth.
Listen to me.
Tell the truth.
70% of black fathers were most involved. I'm going to say this again. I'm going to keep repeating this. 70% of black fathers are the most involved and likely to have bathed, dress, help their children, use the toilet every day, compared with white fathers at 60%, Hispanic fathers at 45%, black fathers are at 70%, meaning that black fathers, when they did this study, and it still holds true today, black fathers are the most involved with their children all the way across the board when it comes to feeding, dressing, reading, educating, and being nurturing to their sons or their daughters. Black fathers are the most involved than any other fathers across the board. This is another statistic that you probably have heard of before too, folks. Most black fathers live with their children. See, the myth is that black men don't live with their children and don't take care of their kids. That's a myth. Most black fathers live with their children. There are about 2.5 million who live with their children and 1.7 million who do not, according to CDC. But even the ones who do not live with their children still manage to figure out how to be involved in their child's life, even if they don't live in the same household. I said that before, and I'm going to keep repeating it. But a majority of black men do live in the household with their child, whether they're married to the mother or they just have a partnership in the home. I'm going to repeat that because there's a misnomer and people say these things and don't know what they're talking about, men and women, that black men are not in the home. Certainly there are communities where you may have fathers that are missing out of the home, either because that father has passed away, either because that father has some sort of interpersonal difference with the mother, either the father did not want to be involved in the child's life, period. Either the father can't be involved in the child's life because the mother doesn't want him in the child's life, even though he might be paying child support.
Tell the truth.
These are things that we need to recognize on Father's Day. Most black fathers live with their children. I'm going to say it again. There are about 2.5 million who live with their children, and the number might be higher now, opposed to those 1.7 million who do not, according to CDC. But those that don't live, I'm going to say it again, they are involved in their kids' life in one way or another. And of course, you're going to have those black men out there who refuse to be involved. And it ain't just black men, it's white men. Do you know that there are more white women that are single mothers? We've been taught to believe that single motherhood,
tell the truth,
is only a phenomenon that is associated with black women. That's a lie. There are actually more white women that are single mothers. And of course, there are more white people on welfare than are black people, but we've been taught that lie.
Tell the truth.
Telling the truth here. There are white women who are single mothers, either because they either chose to be, because they went out and went to some facility and got themselves artificially inseminated with a baby, or they broke up with the father because the white father, was not doing a great job and they weren't having a good relationship. So just like you have breakups in the black family or between black men and black women, you have the same. Once again, having the same problems again. Yard streams is really on my nerve right now. My God. But I'm going to keep getting through this. Whether we tend in this society to paint the dysfunctional family as Frazier and Monahan did, these two psychiatrists tried to say that the black family was pathological and not normal, because within black society, we have what we call extended family. So we have our blood relatives, and then we have people who are non-blood relatives who we will identify as part of our family, whether they're blood or not. That's our family structure. It's always been that way. Within the nuclear family, you have a father, a wife, two kids, and a dog. That's the nuclear family that Europeans have pushed in American society. But that's not the structure of black family structure. We identify many more people. And I hope you can hear me now. I'm through all the frustration of yard streams giving me some problems here. I'm still going to keep fighting and fighting through this as best I can. Let me go ahead and recognize some folks in the chat room. We've got Happy Father's Day to you, brother out there. Kujin 87's coming in the house. Put a 1 that he can hear me. Good, you guys can hear me. And we got Tanya. Tanya is letting everybody know to subscribe and like. We got Golden Melanin says, as much love and respect to the men who are not the biological fathers, but they have stepped up to the plate. Yeah, I haven't even touched on that, and you definitely opened the door for us to talk about that too, that there are a lot of black men who are taking care of kids that are not even theirs biologically. You even have black men who live in the community who are getting involved in mentoring young black males and young black ladies. You got black men that are getting involved in programs, sports programs, community programs, social programs. I got to shout out my man, George Makem, who's got the Urban Nerds Worldwide program in Philadelphia. He's not the biological father of the kids that he works with, but he's taking the time in his community to work with youth. Then we got Q Butter, who's got an educational institution, Zion. He's not the father of these kids, but in a way he is a father of these kids because he's involved in educating them. So black men, we are always in a flux, in a role of being fathers to even children that are not even our kids biologically. We got Jay Shine in the house. Thoughts, random. What's going on, brother Jay Shine? Jay Shine. And then we got Peggy Roster coming in saying hello. Greet everybody. We got my man, Big Dog Philly OG. Big Dog Philly OG. Everybody give him some respect in the chat room. Give him some love.
Tell the truth.
So we got black men that are playing a lot. We play a lot of dual roles. And the reason why you got black men like a Q Butter or maybe a George Makem, and there's many other black men out there that I have not named and may not be aware of that are doing the same thing. That's part of the extended family structure of the black community and of the black family, is that we encompass our family structure around the community and around those that are part of that community that we see as a valuable part of that community, such as our children. So black men, not only do we take care of our own kids that are biologically belong to us, whether we're with the mother or not, whether we live in a household or not, we also take the time to get involved with children that are not even biologically ours. When you have black men who volunteer to coach the basketball team or the football team, who volunteer time out of their life to tutor and mentor, help in educational tasks with our kids. Black men who may get involved with giving some discipline structure to our kids. I knew when I grew up in a neighborhood where if you did something bad, you were going to get spanked by your parents when you got home, and then the neighbors in the neighborhood were going to spank you too. The old men playing cards in the garage and drinking Johnny Walker Red would spank you and would say, boy, what are you doing out here this time of the night? You're supposed to be in the house when the street light come on. Or look, for me, I don't need YouTube to listen to people on YouTube about manhood and about how to deal with women and masculinity and all of that. You notice people that keep saying masculinity, if you got to keep saying that, you ain't really masculine. If you got to keep using that word, masculinity is what it is. I don't need that kind of advice on YouTube because I grew up in a neighborhood where you had the brothers in the barber shop that taught you manhood. You had the black coaches that would teach you manhood. The brothers The mic is doing it again. It keeps being the microphone that keeps cutting off and on. So bear with me. So you had the brothers in the neighborhood that taught you manhood. Even the bum on the street. Back when I was a kid, you had the bums on the street that when they would see you skipping school, or you were supposed to be in the house, the bum on the street would say, boy, what are you doing out here? You supposed to be in school. I know who your mama is. You want to be a bum like me, boy? Look at me. I'm a bum. The winos would jump on you if you wasn't doing what you supposed to be doing. The winos in the street.
Tell the truth.
It's the audio that keeps going out. I'm going to keep flirting through. Black dads, check this out. Black dads who live with their children are actually the most involved fathers of all, according to the CDC study. And remember, I put that study in the chat room so that you all can read that study. I'm going to put it in there again, 2 times again. There you go. Now, there's been surveys out there, ladies and gentlemen. We talk about dads, stereotypes about black fatherhood. For instance, among fathers who live with young children, 70% of black dads said that they bathe, dress, and I read that before. And now check this out. They dress their kids every day, compared with 60% of white fathers and 45% of Latino fathers. So let me go over this here. This is an area that I need to read right here. Nearly 35% of black fathers who live with their young children said that they read to them daily, compared with 30% of white fathers, dads, 22% of Latino fathers. The report was based on a federal survey that included more than 3,900 fathers at that time when they did the study. Another area that gets and I might put a link in the chat room to have some brothers come upstairs, or whoever would like to come upstairs and talk. Another thing that gets lost in the sauce is the single black father. See, nobody talks about the single black father. Everybody talks about the single black mother. You have black mothers that who will say, I'm the father and I'm the mother. I'm telling you, the sisters, right now, you got to stop saying that, because yes, you are raising your son as best you can. But the truth of the matter is, I don't care how well you raise your son, black mother. You can never raise him in terms of how to be a man the way a proper man can raise your son to understand what it is to be a man. And if a father is not in the household, the young man's going to learn his manhood either from a coach when he plays sports, from men in the neighborhood, from older elders in the neighborhood. And sometimes if the young man gets involved with the wrong crowd, he could be learning the wrong manhood from gang members, people who are running the streets. And I know this for a fact because I deal with young men in the prison environment who have been influenced by the gang bangers. You name it, all the different gangs, the Bloods, the Crips, the Mexican Mafia, I deal with it. White supremacist gangs, all of them. They have been mistaught what manhood is from their involvement in their environment with the gang element. So unfortunately, if young men don't get the proper guidance from men who are on that proper level, they could somehow get their cues of what it is to be a man from wrong people. And I'm gonna be honest with you, and people ain't gonna like me saying this. There's a lot of people on YouTube who claim to have the knowledge about manhood and claim that they're trying to teach young brothers about manhood, and a lot of things that they're telling you is laughable. It's a joke. Things that they shouldn't even be talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. And they're misleading young black males through the social media on some BS. We got Brandy. And so my thing is you need you need information from men that are living the life out there in the world. Most men who don't run around, especially on social media, saying, I'm masculine, I'm red pill. Most of us who don't talk like that is because we learned our masculinity and took our cues about what it is to be a man outside in the community, outside in the real world, not on social media. Therefore, we don't come on social media and whine about women 24/7 every day, 7 days a week, because we're too busy out there getting it, working, becoming entrepreneurs, raising our children, being married, raising families, which is what we should be doing. That's what God meant. We're not meant to be out here BSing around. We're meant to be out here doing the right things. We got Brandy Singleton who came in saying exactly, that's so true. I'm not a man. I don't claim to be a dad. Oh, so I got to stop letting people think a woman replaces that. No, as a woman, you teach your son, you give your son the nurturing values of female energy. You can try to be tough with your son. And I know there's a lot of women out there who feel that they have to toughen themselves up to raise their son. But what you should do, this is my recommendation. Don't waste your time letting them listen to somebody on social media who's not out there getting it. Have them deal with real men in the community. Identify the men in your community or a program where you got men doing the damn thing. So get them involved in a program in a community where you got men working with youth to build them up. Rites of passage programs.
Tell the truth.
Get them involved in sports, maybe. Because I know when I played basketball, when I played community sports and sports growing up where I had black coaches, I learned a lot from that. Get them involved where black men are actually doing it, not talking. I don't care what anybody feels on YouTube in these circles about what I'm saying. Our kids should be dealing and listening to people, if not their own fathers. They should be listening and engaging with people who are out in the community doing the work, not just talking, where they can hear you talk and they can see it. That's George Macomb in Philadelphia. That's Akil Butter in New York. They're doing it. Not somebody who just spends a lot of time talking about red pill this, red pill that, I'm a man, I'm masculine. No. That's wrong direction. That's goofy direction. Again, I'm going to laugh about it. That's goofy direction that gets Get your sons involved with real men, real people that are doing what is necessary to be for the better making of men, for the better making of young men growing up. Thank you, big dog Philly OG, saying hit the likes. Let me see what Sister Brandy Singleton said. My son is in our youth program, which is exactly what you're saying. That's why I said anything ABC Youth Center. Okay. Jay Sean is a father as well. Peace to him in the chat room. Tiffany Jackson has just come in. She says, hello, family. Happy Father's Day to all. Right. Thank you, sister. I thank you for that. Telling the truth there. Now, as I said, black single fathers make up about 4% of fathers who are single. Black fathers make up 4%. Let me read this to you. This is very important. A look at the statistics from the Pew Research Center. Data. This was back in 2017. It still holds true today. 36% of black children under 18 years old live with a married parent. Do you understand what I'm saying? 36% of black children under 18 years old are living.
Tell the truth.
With married parents. So that's 36%. So within the black community, there's 36%, and it's probably higher now. 36% of black children are being raised by intact black families. And then 47%, which is high. I'm not going to deny that. That's high.
Tell the truth.
47% are living with a single mother. Now, check this out. Remember I told you that even if the black father is not in the household, Keith Winston, what's going on? But Brother Keith, there you go with your kids. Beautiful picture on your avatar. He says, happy Father's Day to all you brothers out there and to all you sisters. Step up in a major way. Thank you, Brother Keith. Thank you. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. The mic is giving me some problems, but I'm working through it. So even though what I was saying is, even though 36% of black children are being raised in intact households with a black father and a black mother, 47% of our children are being raised by single mothers. But however, as I said before, and they did the research on this, even when you have single mothers, you still may have a father who is still involved with his child. He just doesn't live in the household. And then that black woman, this is a problem that our women are going to have to stop saying out of their mouths. If you are a mother and you have a son, a daughter, or both, and you have a man their father, you're no longer married to him, you're no longer in a relationship with him, but he is still involved in his child's life or his kid's life, meaning he spends time with them. He pays money for his kids, child support, whatever you want to call it. He's taking care of his business. Then you, as a black woman, or a woman in general, but a black woman in this case, you can't define yourself as a single mother. Why? Because a single mother is a woman who is solely responsible for that child, whether it be feeding that child, clothing that child, educating that child, putting money in that child's hand, raising that child completely by yourself with no involvement of the father whatsoever. Now, if you don't have the father's involvement and you have the men in the community, yes, technically you are a single mother who's happening to get help from men in the community. But if the father is in the life of that child, stock, lock, and barrel, then you can't go around calling yourself a single mother. Stop saying that. I need black women to stop saying that you are a single mother. No, you're not. If the father is giving you support He's in the life of that child. He is co-parenting with that child. Whether he lives in the household or not does not make you technically a single mother. So you've got to stop saying that, because when you keep saying that, that goes through the culture, that permeates through our culture, and people begin to think that every black woman is a single mother, when in fact she's not a single mother. She's just a single woman who doesn't have a relationship with a man or a relationship with the father anymore, but she still has the support of that father in that child's life. That child knows who his father is because the father sees his son, sees his daughter, spends time with them. So therefore, you ain't no damn single mother. Single mothers are black women or women in general, not just black women, but women in general who have no outside support from the biological father of that child.
Tell the truth.
That's the truth and nothing but the truth. So you got to stop saying that. So 7%, check this out. 7% live with, they commingle with someone. So there's 7% of black children who are living in households where you have two partners. So you have a black man, you have a So once again, 7% of, you got 7% of households where you have both the man and the woman living together, but they're not married. You know what that says? That says that the majority of black men that are living in households with women are actually married. Because remember, I said 36% of black children are being raised in households with married parents. You have 7% that are living in households where you have the man and the woman that are not married, but they happen to have a child. So what does that say? That say that we got to get away from this myth that black men are not marrying black women. We got to get away with this myth that there are a lot of black women that are raising kids without black fathers involved. 7% are living together but not married. 47% of black women are raising kids by themselves, but in some cases, according to the statistics that I looked at with CDC, there are a lot of black fathers that are in the household. Let me, I want to go over that again. Let me go over this one more time. Let me go over this one more time. 70% of Americans says it's important to, let me see. Black fathers are 70% were the most involved, likely to have bathed their children. And black men are more likely to be involved in their child's life, even when they don't live in the household. I'm going to repeat that and repeat that and repeat that again. So even within that 47% of single black mothers, there is a black father that is involved. Now, of course, there are these cases where you have black women raising kids, as I said before, who absolutely have no involvement by the man that they laid down with, they had a child with, who does not want to be a father and want any involvement with a father. This is why it is important for us to vet the people that we bring into our lives, that we vet the individuals that we lay down with and have sex with and bring children into the world. This is why you get to know people. This is why you need to vet where people's mind are. You need to find out whether a person wants to be a father, wants to be a child. Of course, people can lie to you, but you got to take the time to vet the individuals that you're laying up with, not just women, but men too. Because men make mistakes with the women that they choose as well. We got my man Keith here who says, I'm a co-parent, but I'm very active in my kid's life. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. He's an example of 70% of those black men, those, what is it, 2.5 million black men. It's 2.5 million black men. That's what it is, that are involved in the life of their kids, whether they live at home with them or not. Out of the 1.7 million who are not involved with their kids, or the 2.5 million that are at home with their kids versus the 1.7 million that don't live at home with their kids but are still involved in the life of their kids. That's the statistic. That's the right way. That's the truth.
Tell the truth.
We got Purple Paisley, who just came in the house saying so true. Make sure y'all check out the sister's channel. She's fantastic. I've been having some audio problems today where the yard stream cuts me off, cuts me on. So anytime I pause, it's because I'm trying to reconnect the audio. It's very frustrating when that's happening. Let me read here. Brandy says birth control helps too if you're just going to be out there giving all the milk away. Yeah, I mean, sex is an important part of life. I just think if you got to be careful with who you're laying down with, what their mindset is. If you meet a man in the gutter, don't expect him to be a father. If he impregnates you, if you met him in the gutter, he's going to have a gutter mindset and he's going to behave in a gutter way, such as he don't want to be a father, because you have some guys out here who are just looking to have a good time with you. And then if they impregnate you, then, you can't expect them to be a father because they never were looking to be a father. But if you're looking at real men, black men that are on their dime, on their square, who want to build a legacy, who want to have a family, who are looking for more than just a good time. Once again, the audio. So we're not just here to have a good time, although sex is pleasurable and we should enjoy ourselves, but we have to pick the right folks to build family with. As a man, your job is to be a solver of problems. Your job is to be logical in your thinking, to build family, to build a legacy, to lead your family, to be the patriarch of your family, to lead. I think any woman that sees a man who is a leader, who has qualities of leadership, who's strong on his square, that black woman is going to follow that man. She's going to allow herself to be led by that man. Some of you don't like the word submit to your man. Either way, you're going to submit to any man who is strong in character, has principles, who is a father, leads by example, solves problems. Any woman worth her salt and gold is going to follow that type of man. She's going to submit herself to that type of man without you having to brag about how masculine you are and brag about how red pill you are. No woman's going to follow that. Your character and who you are is led by example. It is not about how this is how it works. It ain't about this high value bull crap. A relationship between you as a man, as a black man, as a father, it's a power dynamic. You have to assert the power as the man in your household through the way you lead by example to your woman, your children, and the way that you provide protection to your family and to your woman, to your family. That is the power dynamic that women will follow. Women follow power dynamics, not high value. Because if you're doing all those things as a man to take care of your family, you are automatically by default high value.
Tell the truth.
And that is what most black fathers are. I'm not talking about part-time fathers. I'm talking about brothers that are really getting it in. So we've got Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. You are greatly appreciated. No nonsense just came in the house. How you doing, sister? We got Keith, who just come in and dropped some John. He says responsibility, Johnson. That's right. Responsibility, my brother. That's right. You must be a follower of brother Tim Black like myself. I love Tim Black over on his channel. I'm going to get him over here and get him on my channel and interview that brother. That's right, Johnson. And then we got Purple Paisley, and we've got a lot of good folks have come into the chat room and have dropped their dime. He says facts information, man. Golden Melanin says this: I tell these young women, don't underestimate and overlook the nerds. They are the ones that most likely will be running companies who will have stability in life more than the cool dudes. Well, look. You can find some brothers out there that are cool, but are on their educational tip as well. I mean, you can find some brothers that are really cool, that have swagger, but they also are very educationally inclined and intelligent. You can find them out there. I'm just saying that black fathers are powerful, and for black women are the ones who choose men. And if you take your time and vet men properly, you may get lucky. You may find you a brother who's going to be the kind of man you need to be the best father that you need for your kids and for your family structure, who will build a legacy. That's what it's about. We're not here for anything else. That's what we are really meant to be here for, to build legacy, procreate, and bring life forth from the universe into this world, so that when we're gone and no longer once again, the mics keep cutting off. So what I want to do as part of my presentation is I have something else I want to put up right now. So let me take this off of here. Let me go right over here. Give me a minute, folks, while I find this. This is going to be a collection of black men who are speaking about fatherhood that I want you to see. This right here is a collection of black men who are talking about fatherhood, and I'm going to play. They're just, all these are little small clips from these brothers, but I want to play this one in particular to start everything off. And here we go.
I wanted to make sure that he had his lesson in being a person, so later on he can be a man and not a statistic. I did the same thing with my youngest son. I was very protective of him, but I let them get their needs skint.
Tell the truth.
That's the truth. Here comes another one here. Let me put this up here. This brother here and his son, I'm going to give you the names of some of these brothers as I can make them out and where they're from. These are real black men doing the damn thing when it comes to their kids. Now, this is brother Drummond, who's 40 years old, with his son Damien. They're out of Oakland, California. His son is 10 years old. And this is what he had to say about being a father.
I know that I have a special boy, but my reality as a father is one day, this 10-year-old could not come home at the hands of foolishness or hatred or misunderstanding. And if I can give him anything, I would just say, take your life one day at a time, man. Don't let this world suck you into it with the illusions of happiness and the illusions of self-worth. Be your own man, make your own mind, have your own decisions. And above all, don't be afraid of anything.
Tell the truth.
That is powerful what that brother just said about his child. Let me, I'm going to go to the next slide, the next brother in just a moment. Let me quickly, I'm going to play a little bit of music and I'll be right back. Little small intermission.
Tell the truth.
All right, folks, I'm back. All right, folks, I'm back. Let's get at it again. Let's get at this again. We have this brother right here that I want to put up right here. And I'm going to tell you who he is. I hope everybody can hear me. I've been having a lot of audio problems, particularly with yard streams. If I could do it all over again, I just would have went straight through my other software and not even attach it to yard streams, since yard streams has so many problems. But this is Brother Frederick Dunn. He's 41 years old. His son, Vince, 7 years old, that's in his lap. And then Diego, who's 12 years old, right next to him. And this is what the brother was saying about being a father.
It's always good to show a physical example of strength, determination, and the willingness to never give up. I said, your day when you decide to give up is the day you might as well pull dirt over yourself and go ahead and bury yourself, because that's it. I said, I want them to find strength in what I do, and I want them to apply it to when they get older.
Okay. Thank you for putting one up there to let me know you can hear me. So anytime everything starts to go kind of quiet, that's just because I'm reconnecting. Yard Streams keeps deconnecting my mic. Then I got to reconnect it. And then that's why there's a little delay every now and then. It's very frustrating, but nothing's going to stop me from pulling through, because I'm getting close to conclusion, but I need to get through this. This is very important right here. Now, here's another brother. I think him and his son are out of Oakland, California. They're from the town. They're from the town here. And this is brother Remy. He's 38 years old with his son. I think his son name is Kendrick, 4 years old, 4 years old young man. And he's going to say a couple of words and you all can hear me. Good. What's going on? The real Aaron Collins is back in the house again. And let's hear what this brother has to say about his son and being a father straight out of Oakland. You know what I mean? The town. I think I'm going to do something special because this brother's out of the town, and let me put the symbol for the town up there. So let's hit it right now.
Every day we talk about how our day was and about being a leader and a good listener and a good helper. And Caden has an affirmation that he says every day. Caden, you want to share your prayer? Your affirmation? Say, I am special. Go ahead.
I am special and I am me. I have 2 hands and 2 eyes to see. I have a nose to smell. My ears hear. I have a mouth to talk, 2 ways to walk. But that's not all. But you see, I am special and I am me.
Very good, mister. Good job.
Tell the truth.
All right. So that's beautiful. His son breaking a few things down here. I think it's fantastic. Straight out of Oakland, California. Here's another beautiful picture of a father. You can tell that they religiously are Muslim. And I think what the brother had to say, this is Abdul Rashid, 70 years old. This brother is 70 years old with his son next to him, Malcolm Matthew, who's 20 years old. And this is what this brother had to say about his son, because he talked about he didn't want to push religion on his son. He wanted his son to think for himself. But let's get a little taste of his perspective on all of this as a father.
He, as a child, did not realize that he was a spiritual child. And so he wasn't open for conversation about religion. So I understood that I would have to be someone that he would have to learn just from observing me.
So the brother was saying he recognized that his son was not There, I'm back. It's once again, the audio keeps cutting on and off. Like I said before, the father led by example. He realized his son wasn't big into religion at one point in time. And he said, what I simply have to do is lead by example. Let me play this again. I think it's very important.
He as a child did not realize that he was a spiritual child. And so he wasn't open for conversation about religion. So I understood that I would have to be someone that he would have to learn just from observing me.
Right. What's going on, Nagoon? My brother. Good to see you up here. He says, Happy Father's Day. That's my frat brother right there. 06 to you. So what's important about this is that it goes to what I was saying before. As a man, you lead by example. You don't have to beat your chest and say, I'm masculine, I'm your father, listen to me. He said he realized how his son was thinking, so he just led by example because he realized that his son did not know that he was a spiritual child. And eventually his son, through his example, realized the connection he had with his father through Islam. So this is another example of you lead by example. Your masculinity is not talking about it, not giving yourself goofy labels and stuff like that that makes you laugh. Your job is to lead your masculinity by your actions, by how you move, and what people see based on what you project, not by what you say and not by goofy little slogans that people like to throw around quite a bit. Real goofy stuff to me. And Keith said that it was so true what the brother in Oakland had to say. And everybody can hear me. Let me go on to let me not push my luck here. Let me go on to the next audio slide here. This one is nice. This brother right here has a daughter, and he had this is to the ladies out here. Listen to what this black man says when it comes to having a daughter, what he had to say. I thought it was powerful. I thought it was on point what the brother is saying. We got real Aaron Collins who just came in the house. Nagoon saying, 06, brother information man, happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to you too. And real Aaron Collins is greeting Nagoon as well, saying long time no see, brother. And it's good to have you brothers over here. Stick around. Happy Father's Day information man. Hey, brother Nolly. Are you doing your Father's Day show later on this evening? Because I do want to be on there. I always do a Father's Day show myself, and I've been on since 1 o'clock. I've had a couple of technical problems, but if you are going live to do your program later today, I'll come over there and join you if you send me a link. But I am going to put a link and drop a link in the chat room to get some guys on the panel to talk a little bit. You're more than welcome to click that link. Once I get through this presentation, then I'm going to phase it over to a panel. I won't be on for a super long time, but if you are going live later on the day about Father's Day, I will come over and support that. If you've already gone live, I'll watch your video to give you a view, and I'll share it as well, my dear brother. So thank you for coming over, Nollywood. And I salute everybody in the chat room. But let me get to this one right here. This one I like because I have a daughter myself, and I like what the brother had to say. And here we go. This is Brother Priest, 39 years old. His daughter, Danielle, who's 12 years old. They're out of New York City. And let me say something else, too. I forgot to say this, too. The brother that was talking about his son that was that's Islamic, they're out of Chicago, okay? And this brother right here is out of New York with his daughter. And let's listen right now. I'm back, everybody. It's the audio that keeps cutting out. So here it goes right here. I'm trooping through this. I'm hanging in there.
We're gonna teach him a lesson. And when a white teen does something, it's he's a kid.
I'm gonna move this all the way back. And here we go again.
When a black teen does something, we're gonna teach him a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And when a white teen does something, it's he's a kid. It's a phase.
That is so true what he said, that white kids, when they go out and do mischief or get themselves in trouble, people say, oh, they're a misunderstood youth. They're misunderstood. When black kids are doing the same thing, we demonize, that society demonizes black children. And I think as black fathers, we need not to demonize our kids, but we need to teach them lessons in life. We need to, and see, that's the difference between black fathers and black mothers to a certain degree, that as black fathers, we're going to use logic. We're going to give you so much rope and let you watch you do yourself in, and then we're going to teach you that lesson of life. Black mothers sometimes will respond in an emotional way, whether they be to spank, that's to spank you real quick, to, black men, when we discipline our kids, we all have experienced it. When the black father speaks to the son or the daughter, or the son in this case, the son is going to stand up to attention because he knows that he can only take his father so far before the father puts him in his place. That's why it's very important for sons to have fathers, because you need the balance. The mother's going to give the nurturing, emotional, sensitive part. The father gives the logical, masculine part. The son needs balance. And that's why you cannot raise, I'm sorry, sisters, you cannot raise a son by yourself and say that you were the mother and the father, because even if you did a good job raising him, there will be something void in that son, because he's unbalanced, because he did not have a father or some proper masculine leadership in his life, proper fatherhood or mentoring in his life. Same thing goes for daughters. If you notice, daughters, they say statistically, let me make sure that my audio is still working. They say statistically that girls the audio is back on, keeps cutting in and out. They say that statistically girls, especially black girls, when they are raised by a father, or when they have a father in their life, the girls tend to turn out a lot better and tend to make better decisions when it comes to men, because they had a example of a man in the household. I'm not talking about just any man. I'm talking about the proper example of a father and proper example of fatherhood. Because the old saying, any man can have a baby, but it takes a real man to be a father.
Tell the truth.
So when a daughter has that proper model in her home, females tend to grow up and have a better way of understanding how to deal with men. They have a better disposition for picking better men in their life, because they're looking for certain qualities that were similar to what their father had, and they're looking for it themselves. So that's been proven statistically. Let's go to the next slide here. This one is a barber shop. Brother is in the barber shop with his father. And this is, let me tell you who this is right now. This is Jesse Starr III, who's the senior, sitting in the seat. And you've got Jesse Starr IV, 28 years old. They're out of Jackson, Mississippi. And this is what they were saying.
To raise a black man in this society, I was fortunate enough to be able to be raised around a father that was in the workforce, and he was a teacher. So I saw a work ethic early. And then I have a bloodline of just hustlers and entrepreneurs. So, that just gave me the work ethic to know that, you got to have your own business. So my son picked that up.
You hear what he said? This is a father who said that he grew up, he had a family of entrepreneurs, he hustled, and his son, you can see in the barbershop, has his own barbershop, his own business, and he says his son picked it up not because he learned it from listening to somebody on YouTube or social media talking about this is what you do to be a man. No, he learned it out in the community, out in the real world with a father who gave him the example, the masculine example, not because he's talking about it, but because he's about it.
Tell the truth.
I've got to repeat that one again. I think that's very important.
To raise a black man in this society, I was fortunate enough to be able to be raised around a father that was in gotta have your own business. So my son picked that up.
So as he said, you couldn't hear it because audio problems again. But once again, as he said, he came from an entrepreneurial, spiritual type of family. He had people in his family who hustled, and his son picked up those ways from him, which is why his son is in business for himself as well. You learn from example. You do not learn from someone talking about it. You can be inspired by people who do talk. Let me just correct this. You can be inspired, but you actually learn a lot more when you're actually watching somebody doing it versus someone just talking about it and you never see them do it, but you see them talk about it. This is why his son is in business for himself, because he saw his father doing it. And that's the best way to be raised, I believe. Tiffany Jackson says, the real Aaron Collins, so true. My brother, demonic system committed to demonization of our melanated bodies. Yes, demonizing us is what's going on in this society. I was raised by my father. Purple Paisley was raised by her father, and I bet you any kind of money she has a better understanding of men and what she's looking for in a man. I bet you she has a better understanding of it. Now, as I get close to the end of this presentation, I will put a link in the chat room to bring some folks upstairs for just a little bit. But let's put another one up here. And this is a brother. He has two sons here. And let me tell you who he is. This is, and hopefully my sound hasn't cut off. I'm so paranoid about that now. This is James Gathers, 48 years old, with Elijah S. in his lap. And Jesse, 8 years old, in his lap as well. They're out of Oklahoma. They're out of Granite Oak, Maryland. Granite Oak, Maryland. If I'm saying that correct, I could be wrong. But let's hear what the brothers has to say here.
Unfortunately, about a year and a half ago, I had a talk with my then 6-year-old about police. And that police are supposed to be good people. Unfortunately, as human beings, all of them are good people. So when you deal with them, you have to be somewhat more docile, because I want you to come home safe. Because I don't want you to be the next news clip.
That's right.
A young kid shot playing with something that looked like something that they thought was a gun, because the cop was scared, racist, confused, or whatever. Because he said you were combative, you didn't listen, or whatever reason that came up. And that's a fear that I felt like I never should have had to have. And it's always been around.
All right, that brother is talking about the fear of what could happen potentially to his son. I think we shouldn't teach fear to our kids. We should basically let them know, in this world that you live in, these are the obstacles that could be in your way, but you're going to break through them. We should not use fear to put crutches on our kids, but we should make our kids be aware of the world that they live in. And then we should empower them to be prepared for these obstacles that can get in their way. But tell them you must not let these obstacles hold you back from success.
Tell the truth.
Key said, my whole thing is to be the man my son should try to be, but also become even better. For my girls, this is the guy you want to be around. Wisdom of self and strong enough to stand up. See, Keith, what you're saying is real talk. That's real talk. That's real high value talk. That's real talk about being a man, right? That's real talk. And the reason why you're talking real talk, because you're not one of these guys who talk this talk, but yet you've built nothing. You've built no family. You have no family that you've built, because you've got a family right there in that avatar. I can see it. And you are building something. See, to me, if you're going to listen to people who try to give you this advice about being a man and red pill and all this kind of talk, which I know what that's all about. It's about seeing the world for what it is and not what you want it to be. If you're going to talk that way, then you should do what? You judge a tree by the fruit that it bears. Your resume, brother, your resume should be a resume in which you have built a family. Look, I've been married. I was married for 15 years before going through a divorce, unfortunately. Me and my ex-wife, we get along. I have a daughter. I very much have been involved in my daughter's life from day one. I've always been about trying to build a family. I've always been, since the time I was in college, involved in my community, growing up when I was in college and growing up working with youth, working with kids. I've always been about the building of family and building of community. These are the type of men you need to be listening to. These are the type of men that you need to be taking your cues from, because they're actually building something versus somebody who's not building anything. And let me tell you right now, the worst thing that we could be doing, because we got no friends, we got plenty of enemies. We don't really have time to be getting into gender wars and battling back and forth with women on social media. I think that's ridiculous. It makes me laugh. That's not what men do, by the way. We don't spend a lot of time arguing back and forth with women and crying and whining about what, if you had bad experience with women, then you move on and you get with the women that you feel fit you most. We don't have time for the nonsense. That's manhood. That's also fatherhood, because as a father, and many people who have never been married and have never been fathers, who get on these social medias and do a lot of talking about what it is to be a man, you don't know what it is to be a man until you have to be responsible for another life, until you've had the responsibility outside yourself. If you're listening to a dude and he doesn't have a family, hasn't built a family, or never been married or never had a child, then he can only give you a perspective from an individual who's only been responsible for himself. When you start having kids or having a child or having a family where you've been married, that means you're responsible for children or a child, a wife. That means you, at that point in time, you really come into your manhood, because manhood is about solving problems. It's about responsibility for more than just yourself. It's about making a way. It's about building family. And you learn a lot about yourself when you have kids. The moment I had my child and saw her be born, it changed everything, because it made me realize it ain't just about me. It's about her. It's what the universe has given me spiritually. It has connected me. You start to learn more about yourself because you become a parent. And you got to be responsible for this young life and molding this young life into an adult that can go out into the world and be successful and navigate through this world. He or she or many of the kids that you have or have had that you father. If those guys do not have those criteria, they can't tell you a damn thing about manhood as far as I'm concerned. Because they haven't sacrificed anything.
Tell the truth.
Other than them. Keep having audio problems, but I'm back. Not gonna let you know. I find it funny, folks, that the day that I do this video, YouTube or Yard Streams is giving me all these audio problems. I could be talking about anything else, no audio problems. But then when I do this kind of program, now I'm having all kind of technical problems. Ain't that something? Ain't that just something? Keith says, right. Gender what wars is stupid. Yeah, it's stupid. I ain't getting involved in that nonsense. Because if you are a man, if you are a brother who's busy, you're working, you're an entrepreneur, you're doing things in the world, then that's like a waste of your time and breath. Tanya says, check it out. Catering the Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys, Volume 1 through 3 by, oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Giovanni Okufu. I remember him. That brother is deep. Okufu is a deep brother. I remember that book. Thank you for bringing that up. And thank you, Information Man. I speak from my own experience. Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother Keith. Let me go here to I'm getting close to the end of this part of the presentation. And we got a super chat by my man, Chris Thomas Show. $5 super chat. He says, my brother, salute. Hey, thank you, brother. For that, I got to give you the super chat music and the whole trimmings. So let's get at it right now. Brother, thank you for that super chat. I really appreciate that.
Thank you for the super
Hopefully
chat.
nothing will happen with the audio right now, but here we go.
Tell them run it up. I wake up. Yeah. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip this. Wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip this. Wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. My brother, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. This is the Information Man Show. Strange sound here. All right, brother, thank you. I've been having audio problems with Yard Streams all day. I'm broadcasting from my software into Yard Streams, and God knows I wish I would have never messed with Yard Streams today and just broadcast straight out of my software, and I wouldn't have had those technical problems earlier in the show. Hopefully folks are getting the points that I'm bringing up. And we got Keith Winston. He says, real talk, I've learned a lot about myself, my kids. Plus, it's funny how you can rely some of your childhood. You can look at some of your childhood. My son does the similar things that that reminds me of me when I was a child, what the brother is saying. And let me just also say this to brother Chris. This brother has a great YouTube channel. Why don't y'all go over there and write his name down? You see his name on the screen here, and give him some support. And this is how you grow channels. I think that people need to write each other's names down, subscribe to each other's channels. And if you're a content creator, share the video in social media. I should be doing the same thing for you, brother. Share it in your community tab. This is how you build channels. If people would share out the materials when you run across the channels that you enjoy watching. Same thing. Those audio problems are still a problem with StreamYards. Bring it. So thank you for definitely the super chat. I appreciate that. And let me go back to the rest of the presentation. Who else do we have coming in? We have RJ Bags, Handmade and Fashions. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate the support. And let me see what the brother says. Right, that's why I don't stream using StreamYard, brother. Yeah, I mean, I got something else. I use vMix, which is powerful, and I can stream with my vMix right into YouTube. I don't have these problems. But every time, and then when I attach my vMix to Yard Streams, now of all days when I'm doing a very important presentation here, now Yard Streams wants to keep disconnecting my mic. So it's very frustrating, and it's going to make me say, maybe I should leave it alone. Maybe I should just go with my regular system that's more potent. But, you know, it is what it is. I like using StreamYard because it makes it so easy to bring people's messages on the screen. You know what I'm saying? I'm still enjoying the show. Thank you, sister. Now, let me get back to the last of the presentation. Let's go back into my vMix and pull another photo here. And I think this one is right here. Now, let me go over here, and I want to give you all a clap for being here and hanging in there with me today. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we get to conclusion, this is Vince Wade Jenkins, 58 years old on the picture. To the left, that's the father. And his son, Vince Wade Knight, who's 26 years old. And they're out of Jackson, Mississippi. And this is what they had to say.
I won't say nothing to him that ain't gonna be beneficial for him. I don't say any kind of shit to him. I say some shit that I know he needs. You know what I'm saying? And whether he listens or not, fine. But I come to find out, he listens to everything I say.
Right on. Right on.
Tell the truth.
So, as the brother said there, it come to find out that his son listens to everything that he says. That's powerful because I think if you're doing your job as a parent, as a father, your kids are going to listen to you. Now, of course, there's times when your kids are going to rebel. Sometimes they're not going to listen to you because, you know, they think, hey, you're an old man, I'm a young guy. And a lot of times our kids are heavily influenced by their peers, by what they're doing at school. But you know what? Eventually, as your kids get older and they gain maturity, they'll realize, man, I thought my father was the dumbest guy on the earth, but man, I can't believe how smart my father is. A lot of times when you're young and you think you know everything, you think you know more than your father knows. And as you get older and mature, as I said, you realize, damn, my father was wise. And then check this out, as a father, when you have kids of your own, all those things that your father tried to teach you comes full circle when you're raising your own kids, especially if you're raising a son. Now you realize what your father was saying.
Tell the truth.
When you were being disobedient, when you weren't listening to your father. Now you realize it because the shoe is on the other. In Yard Stream is still jacking with my sound. Maybe it's YouTube. I don't know. Real Aaron Collins has given me a super chat. He says, I'm always glad to support you, big brother information man. Keep getting the word out. You and I both know that the ops are trying to silence this. Yes, they are. Thank you, brother. And I got to give you the ceremonial music real quick. Here we go.
Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out to Europe. I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry. Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself, they getting buried. Dance with the devil, used to love playing those games. Made some bad decisions that brought my mama pain. I made a promise to her, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name. I wake up.
All right.
No drip, this. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But
All right. All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. My man, Real Aaron Collins, gave me a super chat, which I really appreciate the super chat, brother. Definitely appreciate that. Let me see. We've got Over 50 and Fabulous. Thank you for coming on through. In raising your children, you are teaching them how to raise their own. Yes, indeed. That is facts.
Tell the truth.
Yes, indeed. That is truth. Spoken by Over 50 and Fabulous. Check out the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tanya says here, I'm truly enjoying the stories and the pictures of the black fathers and their children. Thank you for sharing information. Thank you. I've got one more, and then that will be the conclusion of those pictures and the audio that comes with it. I still would like to maybe get a panel going. We'll see how things are going. I'm a little discouraged because the audio keeps cutting out, but I'm trying to stay on task here. It pisses me off because whenever you do a video like this, you want it to run smooth all the way through. You don't want it to have these moments where you're off screen, sounds out. Now you're on screen, because that people looking at that discourages people to not want to finish looking at what you produce. There we go again. These are the games that YouTube plays, and now StreamYard's playing its games. Let me go back into here. And this is the one that I want to put up next. And here we go. Give me just a minute, folks. And there we go. And let's go back over here. So let me read who this gentleman is. This will be the last slider for the day. This is Anthony Hambone, 48 years old with his son, Amiri, who is 5 years old. They're from Louisville, Kentucky. This is what the brother had to say. Here we go.
How I raised Amir. I co-parent with his mother.
Co-parent, see?
I have him Monday through Friday.
See?
She has him on the weekend. And I basically try to train Amir to be.
Let me stop right there. I'm going to bring that back. This is what we're talking about. He's co-parenting. So that means he's not with the mother of the child. He's not with the mother anymore, which means that the woman that he was married to or had the son with, Mary, that means that she ain't no single mother. And she shouldn't be running around calling herself a single mother, because this brother is involved. What's going on, Bay News? Bay Bouter News. What's going on, News? She's not a single mother. He's involved. This is what he said, though. He has his son 5 days of the week. She only has the son 3 days of the week. He's involved. And like I said, out of 2.5 million black men who are involved in their child's life, you got 1.7 million out there who are not living with the child. You got those that are living with the child. Out of that 2.5 million, and it's probably more than that by now, that are actually living with the child. Then you got those that are not living in the household, but they're co-parenting.
Tell the truth.
Let's hear this again.
How I raised Amir. I co-parent with his mother. I have him Monday through Friday. She has him on the weekend. And I basically try to train Amir to be, the best young man he can be until he becomes a man. He knows that he has to have yes sir and no sir. He just can't say what or han to me.
Right.
So we try to practice those good things, those good manners, so he can become a really good person in society.
You hear what he said, ladies and gentlemen, so he can become a good person in society. And I like the fact that the brother said, I teach him to say yes, sir, and no, sir. He's teaching him old school manners. Let's give that a clap. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. We got to give that a clap, because that's really what it's about. I'm going to drop a link in the chat room if anyone wants to come up and render any thoughts. Click the link it will put you in the in my backstage, and then I can put you on the screen. And we're going to work through these audio issues. As I cut off, I'll come back in because I know it's going to boot me out. And here I go right there. Thank you. Here I am. I want to thank everybody that's hung in there with me from start to finish here. Thank you for supporting the channel. Make sure you share this in your social media and your community tabs if you are a content creator. I definitely particularly would like some of the guys to come up who would like to, that's definitely what I'm looking for, would like to say anything. If not, I will end the stream. And I really appreciate everybody out there that's been rocking with me today throughout all the technical problems and BS that StreamYards has been throwing my way, which is really, it's irritating. Very irritating. What I could do, maybe I should throw the phone number up and have people call in. I could probably do that. Let me go into my system. Bear with me. And there we have it. Maybe someone would rather call in. Let me get this working. And that's the number up there. That's the number up there. If anybody wants to call in and talk to me by phone, 605-313-5658. 605-313-5658. Access code is 571128. It is a conference call, which means more than one person can be on the line at the same time. And I think I've got OG who's come on board. So let me see how I'm going to do this. Let's set this up and get this going like so. What's going on, brother? Welcome.
Much love, much respect, my brother. How you doing today?
I'm doing fine. I'm a little pissed.
A little frustrated from the StreamYard. I got you. You're doing a excellent job, though, my brother.
Okay, so what's happening is the audio keeps cutting off and on. So every now and then I'll cut off, but I'll be back because it's making me replug the audio. And I'm pissed off because I probably shouldn't even mess with Yard Streams. I should have just went through my regular software and I wouldn't be having these problems now. But I think for whatever reason, God is allowing me to continue through, brother. So thank you for your words. Let me bring another brother on. And I got big brother Rob on. And I really appreciate you brothers coming on board. Unmute yourselves. Right now, I just want brothers to speak their mind with the time that we have. Let me see if somebody's calling in too. Nobody's calling in yet, but I want y'all to speak your mind with the time that we have. Anybody, Big Dog, Philly OG, if there's anything that you want to say. And then we got my man, Real Aaron Collins. And then we got brother Rob. We'll go to him third since he's third on the list. But OG, anything you wanna say? And thank you for your encouragement and your good words, brother.
Yes, sir. All I want to say, like, no matter what, we got to stick together as one unit, because this system isn't going to respect us if we don't get together as one unit. So we got to work on all the areas that we need to work on, and we need to come together, for the betterment of our children and future children. And I'll leave it at that.
Thank you. Brother Real Aaron Collins, unmute yourself real quick so that folks can hear you. I want you to render your thoughts, brother.
Hey, what's going on, brother? Info man, I'm so glad that you're having a stream. And this is very important because Black fathers truly are demonized into the society that we live in. And we do need to put the word out that Black fathers are not a unicorn, that they're not an endangered species, that Black fathers do exist. and that we are some of the most compassionate people. I know I don't have any children of my own, but I actually help raise my nieces and nephews, and sometimes they've actually even said Happy Father's Day to me, even though I'm their uncle. I mean, I understand the concept which they said it though.
Yes.
So yeah, shout out to you, Info Man, for doing this, brother.
All right, brother. And check this out. And this is something I should have said, Aaron. This is something that I should have said. Let me just mute you because there's a lot of back sound, brother. This is something that I should have also said, because I was saying that if a brother doesn't have his own kids or whatever, he doesn't know this. There are actually black men who don't have biological kids, but they've either raised their nephew, they've raised their cousin, girl or boy, or they've been involved in someone in their family, or they've been involved with a child in the community that they have somehow had some responsibility over raising. So I got to say that men that do that, that is an experience, because you are taking time out of your life and making a young person important within your life. And you're gaining an experience from being involved in raising them. And I know that's a tough thing to say on YouTube, because they like to call people simps around here, when you are a black man who has somehow contributed to the raising of a child. It may not be biologically yours, but I'm going to say this. As much as we say that, hey, a lot of women are raising these kids and the boys are growing up and they're getting feminine and they're getting this and that, right? As long as we don't involve ourselves, the boys are going to continue becoming that way, because they're void of what? They're void of manhood, masculine energy that is teaching them properly. And so the boys are going to continue to be this way if they grow up that way, if they're void of male men in their life, whether it be through sports, mentorship, whatever. Let's go over to Brother Rob, who is an educator in Chicago. But wait a minute. Real Aaron Collins. Real Aaron Collins. Did you get a chance to hear a little bit of what I said, a little bit of what I was saying? Because you made a good point.
Oh yeah, I was pretty much listening to the
thank you.
most of the streaming.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. No, but you made a good point about being involved with a child, even though you weren't the biological father. Let me go over Aaron. Aaron, mute up a little bit, bro. Yeah, thank you, because that sound, boy, it really is powerful. Okay, Brother Rob, who is an educator out of Chi-Town, Chicago. What are your thoughts, brother?
Man, peace, Info, man. Man, I be missing you, because I be working on stuff on Sundays.
Yeah,
I know you usually go live on Sundays. That's how I be missing you, but I'm glad that I caught you today.
Mm-hmm.
Salute to you for doing this stream on Black Fathers. You know, I had seen, I think his name is Miguel Suarez. You know, Miguel, I'm happy for you that you are proud to be a white man. You know what I'm saying? And black love does not mean white hate. Whereas I know that white love typically means black hate. So I just want to say that on a Father's Day, you come over here and in our stream while we chopping it up with each other and trying to create a positive narrative for black fathers. You know, I would say this, you know, I'm a humble man. I try my best to, you know, model the behavior I expect for our young men to have. And so, yeah, I am an educator, but, you know, more importantly, I'm a man that cares.
Tell the truth.
You know?
Well, brother, I just want to say, I salute brothers like yourself, because you're out there on the ground level. And as a teacher, as an educator, you become almost a de facto father of many of these children or these kids that you deal with, young adults. Let me just say that, young adults that you deal with in Chicago. How is that? Do you sometimes, when you deal with, especially our young black males, in some ways you become the mentor for them, right? Because teachers are molding the minds for tomorrow, right?
Man,
you become like their father if they don't have a father in the household or a father at all involved in their life, right?
Yeah. You know, again, I try to be humble about that. I you know, I try not to speak on it. In my mind, I feel like, you know, I'm not really doing. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and it has to become normal for other black men to step up and do what I'm trying to do, what I'm attempting to do. Like I got Little League, I got that going out here where I stay at. I do it every Saturday. You know what I'm saying? I coach our young men. I done sent 20 plus young men to college for playing baseball and basketball, football.
Right.
I've been in the education system here now in Chicago for 16 years.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so,
I just really appreciate the fact that you came over and showed me some love today. I was having a lot of technical problems. My technical problems was with the audio that kept yard streams kept kicking me out. Then it would just a lot of goofy stuff was happening, but I was persevering through the presentation because I think it was important to get this information out, because I think people need to be reminded of the reality of Black fatherhood. And we know, and you know, brother, that there's narratives out there that have been painted, and we as Black men, we have to be in charge of who we are and what our narratives are, and don't leave it to others to paint the narrative, which oftentimes is stereotypical and negative. What is your thoughts? If Aaron wants to touch on that, Aaron, you can unmute yourself, try to get to a quiet space, my brother, because that sound from the outside really pops in real nasty into the audio. But if you want to speak on that, brother, the narratives that we need to be in control of our image. Real Aaron Collins, I know you're out there walking the streets of Los Angeles, California. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, appreciate the info, man. And shout out to my brother Rob, my Chi-Town brother. And this is very important. What you said, and I like what Brother Rob said, that to the obvious troll that was in there, is that Black love does not mean white hate, because really we're not a hateful people. But anytime when we start showing some kind of love for one another, love for our children, that makes them uncomfortable. So however long they have to be uncomfortable, let them be uncomfortable. Because we definitely need to start practicing more Black on Black love, because there's too much hate going on. And in Chicago alone, we got all these babies and stuff being murdered in the streets. I just did a video about that. And that's alarming right there. That's something that's not even paid attention to in this mainstream media, lamestream media rather. We need to be putting this out there ourselves. I mean, I know everyone is celebrating Juneteenth now, which is another sham but we'll talk about that later. We're talking about Black fathers, and Black fatherhood, once again, is not a unicorn. It is a real thing. And Black love is a real thing too. And salute to all the fathers and surrogate fathers and everyone else in here. And y'all definitely keep on supporting Big Brother Information Man here, because he's got the info and the facts.
Oh, thank you for that, Brother Aaron. We got another guest on. Oh, we got my man Nollywood that's on. I'm glad he's on. Let me, before I go to Nollywood, let me go right over to Brother Rob to have him speak upon the question I threw on the table, if he has anything he wants to say about that. Go right ahead, brother. You got the floor.
Absolutely. Narratives. I think it's very important that us as content creators, especially if you're a content creator in this space, you have to challenge yourself to put out at least one thing positive a week. You know, we didn't get people in this space that have literally built platforms on negative narratives of our Black women and our Black men. And so that's where we should start. We should start with our own selves, putting out positive images, positive narratives of our own people. Who are you going to unify with if you always talking about them? Who, the person that you demonize every day? That's who you gonna unify with. That's who you gonna marry.
Brother Rob, man, you said something that was on my mind, because, you know, you have people who claim to be Black first or Black this. You cannot be Black first or claim that you love your people, that you're pro whatever, if most of your content and most of what you do is putting down other Black people. So if you're spending all your time battling against other brothers and sisters, how the hell can you be, quote unquote, black first? When we always have the energy to fight those that look like us and those who don't look like us that are our true enemies, we ain't got a lot of smoke for them. I find it interesting. And to what real Aaron Collins said, look, the Juneteenth, all that is a sham because they're giving us a national holiday without reparations. They're already admitting that it happened, but yet no reparations. And I think that our black politicians, the ones that sell us out, the congressional black buck dancers, they've been selling us out, selling us down the river. And as I said on my previous video, black people, sometimes we have an addiction to what? Symbolism. It's nothing but symbolism. It ain't righting the wrongs, and it ain't giving us the reparations and things that we need. They put the black woman out there, 94 years old, Oprah Lee. As much as I want to give the sister respect, later on I find out that she's sitting up here with Jackson Lee, sister Jackson Lee, fighting over this whole thing about who's going to get the pin first. Is she going to get the pin? Black folks, that's what it's about. It's about who's going to get the pin from white daddy. Who going to get that pin? That's what we're doing right now. See? Is that what it's all about?
And then I also wanted to backtrack a little bit. You had said something that had popped in my mind. It's something that I tell my players all of the time, right? And that's this. People do not follow titles.
Mm-hmm.
So you could be a father in title. You could be a man in title. People don't follow titles. People follow leadership. Mm-hmm. That's what people follow.
That's true.
And so if you want to put yourself in a position of leadership, you're going to need some things. You're going to need to be consistent. You're going to need to be honest. You're going to need to have integrity.
Mm-hmm.
People got to actually believe what you say. That, like, you know, if anybody was to ever expose me, right? My Facebook, me and you, we Instagram friends, my Facebook, my Instagram, my everything, it all line up with what I be talking about on here. Whenever I'm on panels or whenever I put up my content, I got some content that I'm gonna be bringing next week. It's our graduation, because of COVID. We couldn't have like a normal graduation ceremony. So we went around and dropped off diplomas to everybody. And man, I mean, I don't want to get emotional.
No, but Brother Rob, I think I seen some footage of you doing that where you were going straight to their house. See, this is about being a man. This is about it. You were going straight to their house and giving them their diplomas, and I saw the excitement when the kids were coming out, and you brought the graduation right to their doorstep. That was powerful, brother. That was powerful. Now, I love when you did that. So this is what I want to do. We got my man Big Dog Philly OG who came back on. Let's go over to my brother Nollywood and hear what he's got to say. Brother, unmute yourself. Welcome to the program. I appreciate you being here.
Hold up, my brother, and hold up to the brothers on the panel. Just gotta come on and definitely show some love, man. I think you're doing a great job. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is well needed. I always say this: any male can make a baby,
mm-hmm.
but not every male could be a father. And I just want to say too that there's more stereotypes of this black fathers never in the house, and they're not taking care of their kids, and it's always just this constant stereotypes, but not enough promoting of good fathers. And there's a lot of good fathers out here that's not being promoted. But like they say, anything negative sells. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes down to our race. So it's our responsibility to really promote good fathers, and maybe inspire other men to be good fathers. They have to see
Facts.
that positivity. They have to
Facts.
see it, and I see it all the time. I see fathers spend time with their kids. So all this stereotypes like, oh, father's not in the house and they're not taking care of their kids and all that stuff. That's just the narrative that they put out because, like I said, negativity sells. You know what I'm saying? So um, we gotta change the game. You know what I'm saying? So um, I think it's our responsibility. We can't let other people uh, to tell what we do. We gotta. It's up to us. And I
Mm-hmm.
think what you're doing, my brother, it's a great job. And I think more more men, black men, need to do the same and put out that positivity, pull out and destroy that stereotype. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just have one question, and maybe the fellas, because you had mentioned about the when fathers were not around, their young boys become feminized, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my question I wanted to ask you, my brother, and I'm ask the brothers on the panel, what do you think about Dwayne Wade and what he's doing to his son, feminizing his boy like that? And he's in the house, he's spending time with his son, but he's feminizing his son. Like,
Well,
what is your thoughts on that? I always like, because it's, to me, it's wrong. You know what I mean?
well,
Go
let me
ahead, bro.
just let
Go ahead. I can't even hear.
what's going to happen, gentlemen. Just bear with me when I start talking and I go out. Is because for whatever reason, Yard Streams keeps disconnecting my mic, but it's not disconnecting you. So when that happens, that just means I'm reconnecting. But I did a video about this. What was it, last year or so on this channel, where I had some brothers together and I had a brother, D Darrell, who works in mental health. I work in mental health. There's something going on in that household. It looks like it looks like that Dwayne Wade doesn't wear the pants in that family. That there's an element where he is putting everything in the hands of leadership, in the hands of the actress,
Hey, can I say something real quick, brothers?
Yes, sir, OG.
Basically, what Dwayne Wade is doing, he's going with the New World Order agenda. And basically,
but Gabrielle is actually contributing to that.
Allowing kids to basically do what they want to do, just like the school system now. Your kids don't have to have your permission to get that shot. And basically what they're doing is they basically bringing that transgender, all of that stuff in, and he's just playing his part in the role of this new society that they're bringing in.
Well, I have some contrary opinions or ideas on how we could definitely handle it. Me, right? Like I said, I coach. I work with young black men, and so what I make sure they understand is when you are around me, there will be no feminine energy. I don't want to. If I say yes to you, you better not say yeah. It's gonna be something. You see what I mean? Like I don't even there's no tolerance. I have zero tolerance for that. Yes. And all that, hey man, hey, I will knock all your baby teeth out. See, look, right? The people think that I'm mean and that, hey, listen, man, I got more success stories than man. You know what I'm saying? Based on those principles I'm talking about. And that is, hey, it's one way to be a man, fam. You know what I mean? I don't give a good goddamn what they got going on TV, what's going on in Dwayne Wade house, or anything like that. Hey, when young men, when I come in the room, they pulling their pants up. You know what I'm saying? They getting out of these little girls' ears because I demand. I'm not asking. I'm not telling them. You know, I'm not asking nicely. You know what I'm saying? I talk like a man, walk like a man. And anybody that, you know, got masculine energy, man, you just gotta let it out. Fuck it. If people think I'm my fault info, if people think I'm toxic, then that's so be it. But it's only gonna be a certain way around me, bro. Ain't gonna be no loud talking. Ain't gonna be no, you ain't playing all that drill music around me, bro. Turn that down, fam. And that's how I walk and talk it. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that, bro.
Right. What I was trying to say, hey, brother Rob, you're 100% right there. But the thing is, when you are a man in your household, I believe a man should lead his household. I think the reason why Dwayne Wade has the problems he has is because he's not leading the household. Gabrielle is leading that household. She has the strongest influence. She's the one that's saying, oh, it's okay. And then he is submitting himself to that feminine energy, which is in turn feminizing his son. Look, his son was 12 years old. I don't want to get too far off subject here, but the bottom line is he's 12 years old. No 12-year-old has the mind. Your brain doesn't fully develop until over 25 years old. You don't have the mind to make that type of serious decision. And when your parents are making that decision or encouraging it, and you got a household where Dwayne Wade is not doesn't surprise me at all that these sort of things are happening in a household that he's not in charge of and that he has succumbed himself to this type of energy. And that comes to that to me has to do with the kind of woman he chose to marry and what he is decided to accept in his household. And there may be something lacking in Dwayne Wade himself in terms of how he grew up. Who knows? But I think in my household or any man's household, I think that what we're being battled with right now is this whole gender role thing. We're living in a society where you won't know what a man is from a woman. You won't know what anybody is anymore because they're almost outlawing it to be able to call yourself a man. And then they will throw out toxic masculinity will be thrown out on the table to the point where you can't call yourself a man anymore. And you clearly have someone that you're dealing with. I mean, you can go out into the community and someone who clearly looks like a boy, clearly is a boy or something of that nature, or a girl, will turn around when you call them by that name, sir, her, she, he. Hey, I'm not a he, this is the kind of world we're living in. And so as black fathers and black men, we got to figure out how to deal with this within our own household and then deal with it as we go out into the world. It's something else.
Especially in the San Francisco school system.
Right.
I just wanted to, just to state for the record, I wasn't disagreeing with you. I just felt like it was obvious that Dwayne Wade is not playing the role of a man in his household because it ain't no way, like you said, somebody in their preteens can make a life decision like that. It just ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? Not in my crib and not around me. So that was the point that I was trying to make.
Let me say thank you to Tiffany Jackson. She says it is so refreshing and rejuvenating to listen to these amazing black men speak, to read their wisdom in the chat. Thank you for being men, outstanding black men. Thank you, sister. Let's give you a clap. And what I also want to do, as I bring that down, we got another guest on the panel with us. Brother, can you say your name? I'm bad with names. Say your name so that we all recognize you.
Man, I can't believe you don't remember me. This is Kwafi.
Kwafi?
Yeah.
Oh, Kwafi's been. Yeah. Look. How often do I do live? I don't do panels that much anymore on my channel, so it's been a minute. But Kwafi, thank you. Hey, thank you for coming upstairs, brother. You've had a chance to sit back and listen to what brothers are saying. I hope you were possibly able to hear some of my stream. I was having technical difficulties with audio, but I flourished through. What are your thoughts, brother? What's on your mind about this day? This is Father's Day. We're black men. What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, let me say, I heard it from the beginning. I'm Babe Lotta News as well, but I'm also
okay, Babe.
Yeah, you went out again, but I think you muted yourself.
But peace and
Yeah,
respect
go
to you,
right
good
ahead.
brother. Go ahead.
Okay,
I'm not muting myself. It's Yard Streams that keeps kicking my mic off. I don't know what it is, brother. It's been irritating me all day. But go ahead. Go ahead.
I get it. Yeah, and I want to say to brother Rob, you know who I am too. I really commend what you do, man. I've always said that. And to I'm quite sure those kids, when you brought those diplomas to them, and you delivered them to them, they had a big smile on their face. Everything right now is abnormal to where it's becoming normal. So even what you guys are talking about the Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade situation, no boy at that age should know anything about what he want to be. But he needs to know that he's a man. He's a boy that's going to grow into a man. That's a problem I have, with them pushing these things on these kids. And kids see other kids do it, so they bring it home. No matter how much you put your fist through your son's chest, they'll still bring it. But, it all starts with home, talks at the dinner table. So Father's Day, man, I really big up to it because we're often not celebrated. I'm not a father, but I have been married, since 19. I'm divorced, no kids, but I've been a great mentor in some young black men lives, and they still look up to me. I'm not super old or anything like that, but they really look at me, like, oh man, he's something, and what I make them understand is that, we all have choices.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not the same opportunities, but choices.
Right.
Up to you.
Right. We got my sister Goddess in the house, Goddess TV. Thank you, Goddess, for coming on over. I've been on for a while. Goddess came on a little bit earlier this afternoon, and just decided to bring some brothers on to the panel that are speaking their piece about what it is.
Hey, Info, you went back out, but when you come back on, I just wanted to talk about sexual confusion for a second. Once your mic get going.
All right. So anyway, thank you, Goddess, for coming on over right now. And go.
It's nothing but the ops that's doing this. I mean, they don't want this message getting out.
Absolutely. Info, your mic went back out. But look, I want to make sure that people understand sexual confusion is a military tactic. It's a tactic. And what we have to do is make sure that we understand that culturally, that is not our practice. It comes from a very specific place historically. And for a long time, we didn't did everything we possibly could to. I don't have a problem with them having. When I say them, I'm talking about people who got alternative lifestyles, right? I don't have a problem with you being able to go see your loved one in the hospital. You getting the benefits from insurance policy upon death or something like, stuff like that. Right. I don't have a problem with that. But you can't make me accept it. And so that being said, you know what I'm saying? That's what I teach any young person that come in contact with me. If you was born a boy, you gonna be talked to and treated like a boy that's growing into a man, period. You know what I'm saying? There is no confusion in me. That's what I want to make sure that I'm not naive, but I don't pay that stuff no attention. I got my own standards. You know what I mean? My father taught me, standards as a man. And so that's what I teach my sons, and that's what I'm gonna teach your sons if I come in contact with them.
You're right, bro, Rob. And the thing is, we have to use the right language too. And that right language would be, you know how some people say acting straight. You're gonna act straight. No, you need to be straight. You need to be a man. You need to be exactly who God made you to be. And that goes even, whatever your choice may be as you grow up, but be a man. 1,000% a man.
Exactly,
And,
brothers. And you know what? This is coming from someone, and I work in the entertainment industry. So, I work with people from that community in the industry. But at the same time, I recognize that you're still what you are. You're still a male. And this society is really, like Info and Bro Rob said, they're really trying to demonize masculinity and trying to call it toxic when, and actually everything is being inverted. Everything's being turned upside down on its ear. One of the things that when I was living in Texas, I've actually had people thank me and compliment me when I was with my nephew because we didn't walk around with our pants sagging. And my nephew will tell you that if he ever the way I helped raise him, that if I ever saw him with his pants down, I was gonna kick his behind because I'm like, that's not what we do. That's not where we come from. And people don't even realize where that style even came from. That meant that you were readily available to someone in the penitentiary. And information, man, you know what I'm talking about when it comes to that. But that meant you was someone's wife or someone's side chick, the little piece of ass in the pen. That's what that means. But they're
You're
trying to
right,
make it more hip hop. They're trying to make it a gangster style, make it hip hop.
You're right, brother. I'm an ex-correction officer, and I've seen it firsthand. But today, you don't even have to go to prison. See, men don't realize, even if you're not gay, if you wear your shit like that, people are gonna be looking at you like, and you the wrong body type, and you can't help for the way your body is designed. If you a thicker dude, and you walking around with tight pants on, or pants below your waist, all that kind of stuff. What you think? The ones that's into that gonna be into you.
Hey, I wanted to say something, bro, my brothers, real quick. Uh, Basically, like I said earlier, it's an agenda that they going on. They trying. Well, I ain't trying. These people that we talking about have more rights than we have as citizens, and basically, like y'all brother said, they're trying to basically, how can I put it? Basically, uh, feminize the black man because it's only the black man because they're people, other races can still hold on to a foundation of a family, even though a lot of them are feminized.
That's right. Exactly, brother.
yeah,
I
and
mean,
so I was my fault, Aaron. Go ahead, my bad.
oh yeah. I was saying that
Yeah,
they still have a right to be considered a man. They still have a right to hold on to whatever they call masculinity. But the thing is about black manhood literally is actually the true essence of masculinity. It literally scares the hell out of the groups. When black men are allowed to be our true selves, it scares them. That's why they've been able to, that's why they go so hard to conquer us, so hard to Willie Lynch us, because what we have literally scares the hell out of the whole world. That's why we're basically the boogeymen of society.
You're so right about that, Aaron. Definitely. Anyone else? I'm
yeah,
just gonna go
yeah.
right
I,
ahead,
I
brother.
see. No, man. I'm glad that you back, man. Hey, we was gonna keep it rolling, info,
Yeah,
but
I know you guys. I know you brothers were. I'm just
yeah,
Yes,
making my
sir.
back on.
yeah.
Just yard streams is. I've never had this problem with yard streams. Out of all the streams I've done, the one stream I do today, it starts doing this goofy stuff, man. But go
Mm.
ahead, brothers. You people can hear you.
Can I say
It's
something
just
real
me.
quick? Can I say something
Yeah,
real
yeah,
quick, brothers? Like
yes.
it's coming out that basically we know that they lied about history. They lied about this African slave trade. They like, they have
Oh boy.
basically crisis workers that basically influence their history or our history. And we need to wake up and realize the history we being taught is a lie. And basically open up our minds and know that this system don't want us to be one unit. It would rather destroy itself than us be one unit. We have to become one unit so we can be heard. Or else if we ain't one unit, we're not going to be heard. And go ahead, my brother. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Tiffany Jackson said, it is all about the agenda, inverting everything. Right is wrong. Good is bad. Respectable living is viewed as being a simp or boogaloo. We are boring or what have you. We must reconnect to our ancestry apart from them. Don't set us. Okay, very good information. I love what she's saying. Who else we have here? Tiffany Jackson's been dropping some jewels. What's going on, Natural? Good to see you over here. I think, man, go ahead. Someone was going to say something. Who was it that was going to say something? I'm going to put you front and center.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I agree with the good brother. You know what I'm saying? We do need to be unified, but in speaking of history, history tells a story, and so what we could do, historically speaking, is look back, Sankofa principle. See what worked for us. See what didn't work for us. Where did we fall? How did we fall? Why did we fall? Most important question. I teach history. I study history. I haven't written a book, so I wouldn't say I'm a scholar or anything, right? But I'm very familiar with some of the misconceptions of history and things of that nature. So we need to be very careful about what we teach our children. We need to be very careful about the narratives that we put forth. If you really look at it, yes, Juneteenth, a national holiday now, it is symbolism, without a check, right? But at the same time, we could use Juneteenth as a launching pad, a springboard, if you will, because we got the 4th of July coming up, right? And that could give our people a different perspective. So when the 4th of July comes, I really expect to ride through the south side of Chicago and see a bunch of red and black and green flags.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And they should still be up after Juneteenth. I ain't saying everybody should be pro-black like me, Hotep like me. I'm a Hotep brother. I'm a black first brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm a think black women can't do nothing wrong, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them. I'm one of them simps. You know what I'm saying? That they be talking about. You know what I'm saying? And I'm proud of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm married to a black woman. I got black kids. I work in the black community. All my work is for us. So my perspective is for us. And that's I feel like if we can share that, that's what we should be unified on. You know what I'm saying? And then everything else is a springboard off of that.
Right. I agree. Very good points. You brothers are making great points today. I appreciate everything that everyone has said, even if I've had some technical problems myself. But I really appreciate it, you brothers coming on board and adding to the program today. Before I'm going to get ready to end it, but what I want is to have all of you brothers at this time. Let me see. I got to fix something here. I'd like to have all you brothers. Well, somebody must have dropped off the panel. Looks like Brother Rob. But before we end, I want everybody to say their great words before we end. Conclude. Aaron Collins, are you there?
I'm sitting right here, brother.
Okay, because it kind of it went dark on my screen. I don't know what's going on. But say your great words before we end. I'm gonna have you say your great words and then have Big Dog Philly OG say his great words. I saw that he unmasked his avatar and he's there with his child, doing his thing as a father. I think that was fantastic to see that. But Aaron, go ahead and say your great words as I get ready to conclude today.
Okay. Yeah. Once again, brother, Info Man, this has been another one for the ages, man. This is very historic, and this is definitely needs to be shared. And we already know, like I was telling you before, it's nothing but the ops and the COINTELPRO, and whoever else that's trying to shut this down, because they don't want a word getting out about strong black families, strong black men, strong black families. They don't want that word out. Like I was just saying, the very essence of blackness scares the hell out of this wicked, demonic, racist society as it is. That's why they're trying to eliminate terms like male and female. I mean, what the hell is a binary? I mean, I don't know what that is, but anyway, yeah, this has been a great stream, and all the brothers that came on the panel, some brothers I haven't seen in a while, some folks I haven't seen in a while in the chat, like Brother Rob. I love that brother. That's my hometown homeboy, Chi-Town in the house. But yeah, keep up the good work, Info Man. Don't let the ops run you off.
Well, thank you, brother. I'm glad that you were able to come up here and share with the good folks listening. And I want to thank everybody out there in the chat room that's been listening and dropping messages. I think we got Back to the Basics is in the house. Tanya's in the house. We got TNBM in the house. People are waking up. They are about to go full. Simon Gomorrah, Back to the Basics. Natural's in the house. Of course, you're in the house, Aaron. And a lot of folks have come through because I've been on for a long time. People have come and gone, but a lot of folks came in and gave some great support. We got Michael Ross, who's in the house as well. But let me move OG front and center. And OG, you have any great words to leave us with as I get ready to conclude today?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for letting me up here. I want you to know I'm gonna continue supporting you. I sent you a little something, Cash App. My real name is Leonardo. But I want to say basically, like, this system basically has tricked us into believing us that we're something that we really are not, and we have to unite together. And that's where I'm come to let people know that I come in peace, love, and respect. You know what I mean? But we have to basically fight through what this system is trying to do to us and basically unite. I just want our people to somehow unite. Because if we unite, we're unstoppable. But as long as we're divided, they can do whatever they want to do to us. Thank you, my brother, for letting me on. I'm going to continue supporting you. Thank you again.
Hey, brother Leonardo, I just got the Cash App. I want to say thank you. I appreciate what you're doing. I think next time I go live with something important, I think I'm just going to go through my vMix and not mess with Yard streams for a minute until I can find out why this happened, because this never happens to me when I use my vMix. Never happens. But thank you for being there for me, brother.
Excellent show, my brother. You had an excellent show.
Thank you. Thank you for being there. And I'll see you over. I know Brother Sanchez goes hard on his channel. I know you be over there doing your thing. So I'll see you over there very soon, if not tonight, because I know he might be doing something, if not right now, later on this evening. But thank you for your kind words, brother.
Yes, I want to say much love and respect to everybody in the chat. Enjoy your evening. Everybody be safe. Thank you.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful words. Thank you, brother. So there it is, everybody. Those are the brothers that came on board and joined me. Let me just say something. To a lot of you that hung with me, I know there were people that were with me earlier in the stream, and then as soon as things started to go kind of weird with the audio, I know that there are people who basically left. But there were a lot of you that hung with me throughout all the technical problems, and what I have to say to you is simply thank you, much love and respect to you, a clap to you, because what that shows to me is that people that really support my channel are willing to hang with me even when there's technical problems. And so, and I could have easily, and I had the thought in the back of my mind, I could have easily shut the whole stream down and said, the hell with it, I can't do it today. I could have easily gotten that frustrated where I stopped, but I did not stop, and I just dealt with the problem and went forward. And those of you that have been rocking with me ever since, I know that you are people that are truly supporters of the channel and truly rock with me 100%. Now, I know that there's people that are with their family right now. There are brothers that are with their children. So, of course, there's people who came over to watch a little bit to give support, and then they had to go because, we're all living real life, right? Things happen. But I really want to respect the people who hung with me all this time, because that says a lot about your character, about you as a person, as a man, as a woman. And it says just a lot. And I really appreciate this tremendously. So with that said, I'm about to end the stream with my music and all that good stuff. I want to thank you all for hanging with the presentation today, even despite some of the technical problems that were happening and continue to keep happening for whatever the crazy reason are. Yeah, Aaron, what's going on? I'm about to end it all, brother. Still live. What's going on?
I wanted to say something real quick. This right here, this is what real high value manhood is all about. That's all I wanted to say.
No, brother. I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate that. I appreciate you making that statement. It's what it's about. I know how YouTube is. A lot of folks they like to watch the car crash, and I don't do a car crash show. So I don't expect, and there's some subject matters that I do that brings a lot of people over, and there's some that's not going to bring a lot of people over. And then it's Father's Day. People are with their family, I totally get it. But I mean, a lot of people came in earlier, and the most important thing is a lot of people are going to watch this after the fact, even though I had some bumps along the road. So thank you, Aaron, for coming over. And Aaron, don't be a stranger, brother. It's been a minute since I've seen you over here too. We probably need to do a couple of podcasts together as well. Because matter of fact, I need to get with you anyway, because there's a podcast that I wanted to do about what's happening in Los Angeles with the homeless, because you probably know about this, brother. They put out an ultimatum that they want all the people that are homeless on Skid Row to be removed from Skid Row.
Audio went out again, brother.
It's just it's just a mess that keeps happening. They want these people removed out of Skid Row by October of this year. That's the proposal that's been made that goes above the city government there. And the city government in Los Angeles is saying that, well, how are we going to house all these people? A lot of these people have mental health problems. So the city is trying to give all their excuses. So basically what they want to do is I think they want to put these folks in housing. What have you been hearing about on the ground level?
So from what I understand is that a lot of these people, yes, we want them to get housing, but they need to get somewhere where they can get mental health. I'm talking about real health. A lot of times, basically, for what I've been seeing, it's like they take them in, they medicate them for a little bit, and then they put them back out on the street. As far as what you said by October, I haven't quite heard that yet, but I will look into it. I would definitely look into that.
That's what I want you to do, Aaron, because we don't want to give all the beans away now. Look into it, because I got some articles about it, and then we're going to have the discussion. But from what I understand is that there's outside, I think it's federal, I think there's outside powers. Either it's the federal government or something that's putting pressure on the local government in Los Angeles saying, you must remove the homeless from Skid Row by October something. There's a date. And the city of Los Angeles argument is that they don't know where they're going to. They're saying that how can we move all these people into housing when they need so many services? And I think the feds have come in and said, we don't care. You're going to do something. Because look, all these years have passed and the city has not really done much. But I'm going to stop right there because I need you to do your research because you're on the ground level there. And then I'll be in contact with you and we'll prep a show to talk about that very issue, because there's a lot of black folks out there that are suffering.
And I will say this much, that Garcetti, he's had ample enough time to do something. He's had ample enough time. He's been dragging his heels.
Right. He's been dragging his heels. So Aaron, let's stop right there. And what's going on, Tasha? Let's stop right there and let's save that for a show. We're going to get all our research together. You do what you can to find out on the ground level, and I'll do what I can do from my vantage point, and then we'll come together and do a program, because I got to do some more research to see if they've changed that date or if they've come to some type of conclusion as to how they're going to handle it and where these good folks are going. So, because I know what they want to do with Skid Row. They are going to move those folks out of Skid Row, and they're going to put up luxury housing. They're going to put up condominiums. They're going to try to do what they did with the around the Staples Center, where they're going to have hotel. I guarantee you, God is my witness, that in a couple of years, you're going to go to Skid Row is going to be the place to go if you got money. They're going to have restaurants there, shops and condominiums and hotels. They're going to plush it out. And then all the yuppies are going to move in. The black folks are going to be moved out. And then the white folks are going to move in and buy up the property. They're going to jack up the rents. And you ain't going to have, and then people are going to say, wow, this used to be a community where you had Skid Row, and now it's the most expensive community in town. Watch, my brother, watch.
Yeah, they're trying to move them further east over there toward Compton, Southgate.
Right. Look, they're moving. They're trying to move black people out of Los Angeles and push them further out to Riverside and all those kind of places. They're trying to get rid of black folks. I told you, I knew this was going to happen to the black folks that live in what's that over there where they got the football stadium was built, right? Inglewood. The minute they decided to put a football field, every time they put these things in black communities, it ain't for black people. They put them in there and they're getting rid of you, black person. And then you're going to have people who don't look like us, white folks in particular, who are going to move in. They're going to gentrify the area, and they're going to have football fields, restaurants, Starbucks. And when all that stuff gets built up, guess what? It won't be for black folks. It'll be for somebody else once they move you out by driving the rents out and using things like intimate domain to get rid of you. And while they get rid of you, it'll be somebody else other than you that will be enjoying that football park.
They're doing it down Crenshaw Boulevard right now. I could take you down Crenshaw. They're building the new rail line, the LAX Crenshaw line, and it's going to coincide with the new football stadium.
Well, look, Aaron, we giving away too much of the show. These are things that we should be talking about. No, it's not. It's my fault too. I'm running my mouth. No, let's save all of that for a show. Me and you, we'll have a show where we'll talk about Los Angeles and all the things that are going on in Los Angeles as it relates to. Let's save all that information for a whole new show. Okay,
yes, sir.
And then we'll go hard at it just because we giving away the show.
Right on.
All right, brother. Take care. I got to get out of here. Take care, brothers. Good to hear you and see you. All right, folks. Thank you for coming on over. Let me throw hey, Reg, the bad guy. What's up, man? Hey, Reg. I got to check this out, Reg. Because I know you going strong over there on your channel too. Reg, I gotta interview you. I gotta get you for a one-to-one interview because you out there in Los Angeles too. So I need to either get you on the panel as well, or I need to interview you or something, but I gotta do something with you around these issues. And happy Father's Day. I don't care if you're not a biological father. You've probably been in the life of some young kid out there that you have either helped out, whatever you've done. You're an uncle, you're a cousin to somebody, whatever. So I want to say peace to you, Reg. Keep doing your thing on your platform and doing your thing. Don't let the haters, get at you. Do your thing, Reg. And at some point in time, Reg, I got to get you up on my stage so that I can talk to you about a lot of things, right? Because you're sort of this is how I look at you, Reg. To me, you're sort of like you're like the reporter of Black YouTube. You let us know everything that's going on in Black YouTube, good or bad. You give the report. You give the gossip, right? I don't care. If it's gossip, it's gossip. Okay, it is what it is. You give the report. You break down the analysis. So you're like, and I watch you, Reg. I don't always be in the chat room, but I watch, Reg, and I see how you break down and give an analysis of what's going on in Black YouTube. So you're sort of like the newspaper of Black YouTube. for lack of a better word. So you give the analysis, you're the Chronicle, you're the USA Today of Black YouTube. You give the analysis, brother. And so I appreciate that you give your analysis. So at some point in time, brother, I got to get a one-on-one with you because you're out there in that Los Angeles area as well. And you see the effery that goes on too out there. So peace to you, Reg. Thank you for coming over. Reg, I've been on for a long time. I had a lot more people over here, Reg, when I first went on around 1 o'clock this time. And I had some problems with the stream, with the sound cutting out. Hey, Reg, do you have these problems? StreamYard is a trip, man. StreamYard keeps cutting my mic out. And I'm using my vMix software, which I'm putting in the StreamYards. And then all of a sudden, it keeps cutting my mic off. Now it ain't doing it, but before it was. It's really weird. I'm almost to a point where I want to stop using StreamYards altogether. But Reg, thank you for coming on over. And Reg said this. He said they pushed them out way past Riverside. Yep. Pushing us out of the damn state. No problem, he says. And then Reg has got thank you, brother. All right, Reg, you take care of yourself. I know you do a Sunday Rumble sometimes on your channel. And thank you. So I got to get out of here, folks. Who wants gang bangers around when I would get rid of them too? I got to admit that's funny. And that's true. You don't want them around you. You don't want them around. You don't want that kind of nonsense around you. I get where you're coming from. I get what you're saying. And with that said, I got to get on out of here. I'm way overdue to conclude. And with that, let's get the music going here. Peace to you, everybody. Peace, everybody. Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to everybody. And Reg said had some problems using Zoom. Right on, Reg. Peace.
Tell the truth.
All right. Let's get it, everybody. Peace. Information Man Show. Let's get it. Happy Father's Day. Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Black fathers are the best fathers. Yeah. You're watching the Information Man Show. That's right. Black fathers are the best. Black fathers are the best, everybody. Yes. Woo.
Information is power.
Black fathers are the best. Yes. Black fathers are the best. Yes. Black fathers are the best. You've been listening to the Information Man Show. Everybody have a great rest of your day, evening, and happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Black fathers. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
I don't know if I'm okay. I don't see that. In the water, she got my nerves tense. Back when I ain't even have a purpose, I was so eager to learn some things. Anxiety bring out the worst in me. Society paint me as enemy. My niggas making it by that remedy. I'm more occasional, don't do it regularly. Backs under my eyes, weighing down heavily. Mama been worried, the devil allegedly deep in the plan. Subconsciously wanted it since I was 10. I thought I was sharp on my scroll and my pen think it did. So mama found shit at them legs. She told me that's not who I am. But nowadays I put on for the fam, see you when I can. I'm surrounded by my feelings, I'm stuck on a fabric. Well, I bet I perish with 140 acres. She want the horse and the carriage, a porcelain portion of garbage. I talk to the mirror.
Peace, everybody.
I lost my can, I can't pay off the bills with the blessing. I'm sure I relate to the Reddit page. It's feeling like money is everything. Money is everything. It's everything I need.
Thank you all for coming over today.
Till I lay my eyes on you. I don't know what this is, yeah, but it feel like it's real, baby. I don't wanna pretend, no. I just wanna come clear, wanna see you again.
Information is power.
Tell the truth.
Yeah. Nigga used to think this was everything I need.
Take care, everybody.
So fond of change, I'm too caught up in my way of thinking. I get by on me. No, I don't need nobody. Yes, I was so naive. Somehow I'm still all in on me. Yeah. Way too many times I let the ball drop. Now I'm Steph Curry with the wrist flick, so they cold shoulders never defrost. No deal, but I pre-floss with the money tree.